What's up, everybody? It's Bob or Dog Bones. Welcome back to another Alchemy deck tech. Today, we're actually doing something a little bit different. You probably know me mostly for my proactive decks. I constantly preach how proactive decks are just the way most of the time. The threats are generally just so much better than the answers, right? But today, I'm actually going to go over a control deck. Why? So, Azorius Control is a deck that was like trying to kind of break through back in standard pre-alchemy. It was very much overshadowed by Izzet and Dimir, but I was seeing a good amount of it on best of one ladder, if nothing else, I believe just because Doomscar was just well positioned. But it just didn't seem like a great deck. And Alchemy came, and I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on. And it took me a little while to realize, and other people have also realized in the interim, that Key to the Archive as a mana rock is really, really nasty with Teferi, who slows the sunset, because Teferi untaps mana rocks. So you could play Key on 4, Teferi on 5, and it's functionally like a 1 mana Teferi, right? Because you untap the Key and a land, and you just recoup 3 mana. So just based on that combination, I was trying this deck out, and it's been really good for me. It's very strong against the aggressive decks, for the most part, assuming I draw my interaction early enough. And it's even good against the control decks, because I'm just playing 3 Hullbreaker Horror and, 4 Divide, Deluge, all that. So yeah, the deck has a lot of nice pieces. It feels well positioned, and as I said before, the Key and Teferi synergy is just awesome so far. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Playing a little Simic before, actually. I betrayed you, Teferi. Where are you? There you are. All right. And once again, remembering to place my camera in the right spot. We're learning. Slowly, but surely. So let's hope to get some good games in. I think the deck is very fun. A lot of decisions constantly. It's a little lame when you have like a clunky hand. You're like, all right, I'll keep it. Then you get run over. But, it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. We're on the play. Certainly not an amazing hand, but I think Sunset Revelry with keys is good enough. Good game. All right. Hello. Let's go with Plains. Let's start there. Double Field of Ruin in hand is not great, but... And Hullbreaker Horror. So that seems like an awful draw, but it's actually a pretty good one. I'll just go on blue, and we'll pass. It's actually a pretty good draw because Key on 4 into Hullbreaker on 5 is just really, really gross. What are they on? That makes me think they're also a control deck. So I'm going to Sunset right now. Just a cycle. Give myself a little bit more information, and then just deploy the lands. If they are an aggressive deck, then their hand's just so bad. Okay, so it's actually the blue-white mirror. Not something I necessarily would want to play right now, but that's fine. All right, so they got rid of something, it seems. Got rid of their Doomscars. Okay, makes sense to me. Ooh, you may regret discarding that Absence. Yeah, Absence. I was thinking Fading Hope for whatever reason. Ooh, I like Counterspell in this mirror. Circle Confinement is obviously horrendous. I don't even think they have targets. There's their key. Okay. So let's hope the Hullbreaker Horror... They keep discarding their fate. I guess they're just not thinking that I might have Hullbreaker Horror. Because that's so aggressive, right? Now they're down to, like, what, maybe 1 to 2 answers for my horrors? Yeah, I guess that's fine. They probably have Divide by 0. I don't think there's particularly much I could do about that. I just need to, like, kind of work through them. And if they don't have an answer right now, they just lose. So I'm assuming they do. There's a Divide. So that's not actually the card that they discounted, though. It's good to know. There's Visai. Okay, here's a land. So another consideration is I can actually go key again. So I can key, get rid of Revelry. And then the turn after, I can have Hullbreaker and Counterspell up. That's not bad either. I can just keep forcing the issue, though. So I pass the turn and they go Hullbreaker Horror. I kind of get destroyed. So I think doing it this way makes the most sense. I know how hard it is to beat Hullbreaker Horror in the mirror, so we're going to try to leverage that as much as I can. Just keep doing it until they lose. That is a draw 3. I can just stop that right now. That is pretty scary, admittedly. They have a divide. They would be forced... That doesn't really work. They'd have to divide their own spell. So if I stop this right here... I think that's too good not to. It's unfortunate I can't do both. But they can't divide my counterspell at least. Okay, so I stopped them from drawing 3 cards. I think that has to be good enough. Yep, that's fine. They don't have any creature lands yet, so not too scared. All right. Yep, may as well get the damage in. Doomscar? Sure, I guess. Not something I really want, obviously, but whatever. More unexpected conversion? Sure. So at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they found another answer. But just gotta keep forcing the issue. They have to run out of answers eventually, presumably. Presumably. I also don't know if they play Hullbreaker Horrors. There's a few different lists, so they might play Horror. Whoa. Like, I guess. Starting to get more and more worried. They have a lot of cards. But they need to have exactly Fateful Absence now. Which they do. I don't know if that's the one they got back or if they just found another one, but... 7, 8, 9. I think I want another instant to help insulate my Hullbreaker Horror. So I think we're going to do this. Electrolyze is interesting. Despark is also very interesting if they happen to have their own horror. So we're definitely going to take the Despark. Get rid of the Doomscar. And then I'm going to Revelry for full value, which is pretty sweet. And yeah. And then we hang out. That was a pretty good sequence. So if they try to like Hullbreaker Horror in response to mine, that's annoying. I don't know how good that is though. That's a little scary, but I don't think it's really that bad for me. I don't know. Because also when they get close, I could just Field of Ruin, so. Missing all those lands was not very nice though. Don't have to do it when they tap out, so just get the chill. Wish I've drawn an instant in that interim, but it's okay. Whoa. That is so aggressive. What the hell? What is going on? They must be flush with spells. Like... I guess? Maybe they're just looking for like a Putrefy or something? I can just Despark it, but I'm really afraid of deploying the Horror then if they have another way to kill it. But like, that's really good. I don't know, I'm gonna try it, I think. That's so tough, but they seem pretty desperate. Test. Okay. Well, now they know my hands that I have nothing, unfortunately. Now I'm afraid to deploy this horror until I draw like a draw spell, but I also need the pressure, so I don't know. Yep, that resolves. Playing test in best of one, I've never been a fan of. I feel like you're just going to whiff so often. Yep, you got it. Well, I know my horror is definitely going to resolve, bare minimum. But, and what are they getting rid of? Syncopate. That does make sense. All right, running it out. Let's draw a spell. Oh, God. 3rd planes in a row. Yucky. This is not looking good for me. It's really not looking good now. They draw like... Well, they don't have Doom Scars, so I guess in theory they don't have too many things. God, that feels so bad. Just any instant, and that would have just been useless. Oh, God. I only have 1 horror left now. Yikes. Wow. Jeez. All right. It's going to happen sometimes. That was a lot of planes in a row, specifically. I think it's like my 4th one in a row now. All right. We need to draw another horror at some point. Oh, there it is. It would have worked against the Doomblade, so, you know, it is what it is, but... That's pretty much just a land. I'm never countering anything off that, realistically. All right. Blow up your beach. Should help thin. That's something. All right, so Deluge, Discover. I have a lot of good draws here. All right. More lands. Well, sometimes it's going to happen. I actually had a game recently. It was amazing. I think it was the most I've ever drawn. It was 11 lands in a row. I kept a 3-lander, just drew straight 11. It was super impressive. All right, so they play Hall, so I'm just going to blow up Hall right now. No need for the song and dance of waiting for the right time. Okay. Doesn't really do anything at this point, but I can anticipate. Might maybe find something. Can syncopate me, technically. All right, let's see. Another horror, Memory Deluge. Mirror's Call? Yeah, I'll take Mirror's Call. That's not too bad. Assuming it's not resolving, but sure. They play a lot of counter spells. They are pretty ready for the mirror, it seems. Ugh, God. All right, well. Sometimes that's just going to happen. Nothing I could have done about that, I don't think. So we'll run it back. I feel like I played that really well. Did pretty much everything I could. I guess I could have held the Hullbreaker Horror longer under the presumption that they probably are forced to get removal. But there's only... They have 3 hits. I guess that's pretty high then. I don't know. I felt like I needed to pressure them and just hope that they kind of started whiffing at the same rate that I was, but I don't know if that was the right play. You have to play greedier when you're that behind, and I was behind, to say the least, but not sure. This hand's not amazing. A lot of double Field of Ruin hands, but just Key to the Archive kind of just amends all things. I'd rather hold this as a spell, but I don't think I'm going to have that luxury. If this was an island, I would. Is this fearsome? Well, okay. Dragons can be a bit of a rough matchup, depending. If they're on the play, generally, it's harder. Inland Tyrant's fine. I can't Doomscar yet. I can Fateful Absence. I'd rather wait, I think. They just keep pumping mana into it, I guess. Gold spam. That I'm gonna kill. Okay. Okay. So we go Deserted Beach. We go Key. What do we find? Okay. D-Spark is great. What do we get rid of, though? I'm thinking it could be Field of Ruin. But it's like, am I going to need a second key? Maybe. Maybe. Sure. Let's do it like that. My only concern is if they happen to play a Braid, which I think is a really good card right now, and they Braid my key. Oh, that'd be so brutal. Region? Sure. That's fine. All right. I Field of Ruins for that, at least. So we blow up the worlds. I think I'm just going to hold up in the field. And the D-Spark. So with them playing Den, I do wish that I kept the other fields, but that's all right. My hand is a little... All right, fair enough. A little scary, but we'll do what we can. They get to crack the orb now. It's pretty good for them. Knowing what I know now, I very much wish I had that field still. Because I do not have many answers to Den. It does next to nothing. So what I will do here is I'll key again. Get rid. That was great. Do I want bolts or Doomblade? Doomblade. I'll discard. What do I want to discard? The Doomscar, maybe? Could be Doomscar. Revelry could gain me like a crucial amount of life, so let's do that. The key decisions are always so hard with this deck because it's like, like what are you supposed to discard? You never know. Moonveil, you got it. Orba. Orba is fine. Conductive current, sure. That's so many dens. Holy moly. I don't want to despark yet because I do want to get the Sunset Revelry value. So I'm going to chill. All right, I don't think I need the fourth key, I'll admit. Okay. I'm going to Deluge now because I need lands. Okay. Divide is not bad. But do I want lands instead? Divide is pretty good, though. It's kind of like a land. So I guess. Okay. Do I want to kill that before they draw? Potentially. Because they can just like kind of keep training. Let's despark that. Because now they can't chain draws. They might be forced to use the orb, and now their attack isn't great. Hoping they don't find exactly Inferno. Not that I can't kill it, I can, but it's just annoying. Deals me a lot of damage right now. Another Moonveil. Little annoying, not too bad. Oh. Okay. Deserted Beach, nice. What to do, what to do? That's gonna have to die. Should I just pull the trigger now? Probably not. I think I'm actually gonna do it in their upkeep because I don't want them to attack with it. I don't want them to cast spells. I have how much mana? 6, 10? Okay, so I actually have exactly enough. Oh, did I have a removal spell? Okay. So I bounce it now and they can't use the ability. So that's pretty good. Let's grab... I can grab Mascot Exhibition. That's not bad. Could also grab Environmental Sciences, but I probably don't need them on anymore. Thank you. All right, so we stuffed them out of a draw and out of an attack. That's pretty nice. Question is, are they going to load up the den? I'd be pretty happy with that, because then they can't cast Moonveil at least. But they're going to cast Moonveil instead. That makes a lot of sense. Some more mountains. Okay. Probably should have cracked the clue first, just in case they drew another den. But pretty marginal. Pretty marginal. Okay. Teferian Divide seems pretty good. More Deluge. Okay. Okay. So now again, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to divide on the upkeep. I am going to attack. I think I want to incentivize a den activation because I could just Doomblade it then. Out of here. And I still have enough mana to Memory Deluge as well, which is pretty swell. I'll take a land and some life here. This is a great game, at least. Lotso back and forth. Yep. And when they try to enter combat, we pop it off. Unfortunate that the dragon they had was in the beginning of the game wasn't Town Raiser, because that's a big pain in the butt when it's or is it Town Raiser? Yeah, Town Raiser. Couldn't think of the name for whatever reason. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Considering just Doom Scarring here. Let's clear the board. And then I just have to deal with just Den, and I could stop them from drawing more cards. That seems pretty good. So I think I'll do just that. Okay. Let me untap key. And lands. So I have 8 mana to work with. Right? Yep. 8 mana to work with. Can go key again. Don't hate that. Have I played a land yet? Let's find out. No, it's highlighted, so I have not played a land yet. Okay. I was gonna Deluge, but honestly, just playing another key seems pretty good. I could also just go Mascot Exhibition at this point, but I'd rather do that with a little bit more mana. So let's go key one more time. Might be a little nuts, but kind of down with it. Doomblade seems great. Get rid of Invisai. Play the land out. And hang out. Okay, I think this game is pretty much locked up. They're running out of resources, and I'm very much not running out of resources. Yeah. All right. Let's see. That was already 25 minutes. Jeez. I'm trying to keep these videos shorter. Do I do one more? Yeah, let's do one more. Why not? Why not? One more. Hopefully it's a quicker one where I don't just get run over, but we'll see. I built my list in such a way that I don't get run over as often. Of course, that's never guaranteed. You know, just like werewolves or mono white or blue white rather can just have really good starts and you just kind of get flummoxed, but happens. All right, let's see. What are we facing? I don't think we've been on the play yet either. This deck is infinitely better on the play. No real surprise there. What deck isn't, right? But for control, it's pretty important. But on the draw yet again. Oh, God. So I can't cast Doomscar, like, at all. Can't even cast Sunset. This was a Plains. This would be a Snap Keep. But as is, it's, I don't know. This is very rough. I could draw into a white source. I play, like... Play a lot, like 16. So what is that? It's like a quarter of my deck. So... About a quarter of my deck... Within 1, 2, 3. So it's like by turn 3 to 4, I have like 50-50, give or take, of having a white source. Is this hand good enough with that in mind? Probably not. This hand's better. It's not great, but it's acceptable, I think. Be much better on a 7 because I can go Jawari 1, field 2, Jawari. But that's all right. Okay. Definitely a little scary. Could do this on 1. Looks like we're gonna get 1, 2, 3'd. No. Okay. I will take not being 1, 2, 3'd. So are they mono green or are they werewolves? Looks like mono green. Wow. What is their hand? Did I just play the fields? They show me a Faceless Haven. I'm gonna want to field it now. So I guess so. Problem is, if they just go like Lupine Harbingers to like Lupine Harbingers, I don't actually have a great answer to that either. So that's definitely a bit awkward. All right, like if they want to play this type of game, I guess that's fine. I have Deluge. Something. There you are, Faceless Haven. Maybe I scared them off from playing it last turn. Like, they can't be playing around like counter spells, right? They gotta do something eventually. Or not. Okay. Maybe their hand is just very reactive. And they're just like, oh, like, of course I'm facing control. That could happen. It's like not at all unreasonable that can happen. Okay. They try to activate Faceless Haven. I'm definitely going to blow it up. Ah, there we go. We just divide that. No real thought there. Definitely a bit too menacing for my taste. Play around the Snakeskin Veil. I'll grab Invisai because that's cheap and that guarantees my 7th land drop for the horror, which they pretty much can never beat. Which is pretty nice. Let's see. They have a 2-drop too? Nope. Okay. Okay, so what are we doing here? So I already have land 7. So I can hold open Field of... No, I can just Field of Ruin right now. And hold open Memory Deluge. Then the turn after, I can Doomscar Environmental Sciences. And that should give me enough time to, like, not die. right? Because that would be land. Yep, this all works out. I'll grab a blue arbitrarily. I could also Teferi and minus. That is a bit interesting as well. That might be better than Deluge, honestly. Because it soaks up some damage, draws me a card, and then I can... Then I don't even necessarily have to Doomscar if they ignore it. It's not bad. I'm kind of down with that. Talked myself into that line. This seems a bit better, especially because they're playing it so slowly. I would love to keep Discover, but if this Hullbreaker lives, I'm winning the game. It doesn't really matter. So we're just going to take the lands. So I have to be really careful with the Hullbreaker Horror specifically. Here comes the Inscription, I'm sure. Or the Veil. Sure, that's fine as well. I got to be careful with Hullbreaker Horror because I'm assuming their hand is like double Veil, double Blizzard Brawl or something. So I can't just run it out willy-nilly. That's pretty good for me because now this Doomscar is just going to get extra value for free. And I figured also if I anticipated it would force out an Inscription because I was thinking they had Inscription, but they used the Veil. That's fine. Pretty much same difference. So that's definitely quite good for me in general. So I get to keep their board clear. I do lose the Teferi, but we knew that was pretty much going to happen. More lands, sure. So I'm going to Invisai. I'll grab an island. Sure. Need to change these lands. Kind of whack lands, but you'll have to forgive me for that. All right, there's Doomscar. They have no board pressure. And I'm at a pretty high life total. So I do like my spot. I would be afraid of a second Haster. That's pretty good as well. But I do have Divine Purge for that, so that's not so bad. Oh, wait, does that work? How does that work? I have no idea how this works. With that? They are creatures. Huh. Huh. Well, I guess we do it and pray that it works, because I kind of die otherwise. All right, let's do it. Let's find out. Woo! Okay, it does work. No, my phone. Thank God that works. Oh my God, that would have been so bad if it didn't. And they get it for free, but it's tapped. Nice. It's like I have a Redain out. Old Trolley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could just bounce it. Because I am 1 mana away from being able to Hullbreaker and hold something up. So I think bouncing it is the way to go. I'll just do another Environmental Sciences because it gains me life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. I already counted that. I don't know why I'm doing it again. I'll just go Fields of Ruin. And then I'm going to pass. Next turn, the fireworks should start. Got it. And now they should be dead. Generally speaking. A lot of lands. A few too many lands again, but not the end of the world. They have the Snakeskin Veil right now, which they did. I think I am fine with that because their hand needs to have a 3rd Snakeskin Veil and a Blizzard Brawl, and I need to whiff off this for this to be a real issue. Pretty much everything has to go wrong for me to lose now. But Blizzard Brawl doesn't even do it. It's too small still. So I'm not even sure what can go wrong now that I think about it. It's fine. Yeah, I don't believe they have outs anymore. Sure. Sure, I guess. It's all cool with me. If that's the case, I can just flash this back, and that's a lot better. Whoa. I'm confused. I'm not gonna say no. Okay. They put it there. I can't memory deluge now, but like, I guess they're just hoping I didn't see it. I don't know. That was a rough spot for them, admittedly. Like, that primal adversary, like, really blew them out because I happened to have the divine purge. All right, let's go back quickly. How long was that? That wasn't so bad. That was like, what, 10 minutes? I did a decent job of keeping it reasonable. There we go. All right, so that's blue white. My only loss was to the mirror, or, you know, functional mirror anyway, with some pretty atrocious draws. I think if I drew a bit better, we would have won that too. And I think that more or less highlights what this deck is about. I think this deck is really good. It's also very difficult. Key to the archive is a very difficult card to play with. Picking your spots for your interaction, when to jam, when not to jam, yada, yada, yada. It's difficult, but it's rewarding. If you like control, I think you'll really like this archetype. There's definitely a lot of play to how you can build it as well. I just added the Fateful Absences, but like you could play Fading Hopes instead. I love Fading Hope, and I'm actually considering maybe I should play Fading Hope instead, but Fateful Absence is better in a key meta because I think people are going to start packing ways to kill key, like a Braid and such. So definitely a lot of play to it. But yeah, that's blue-white. We're going to have an article attached per usual. And that's more or less it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.